Good evening, my friends. This is Santa Claus coming to you on this June 27th, 2025, bringing you today's stories with a touch of North Pole warmth. Just 1 year ago today, we witnessed that pivotal presidential debate that would later lead to President Biden stepping aside from the race. How quickly time moves, reminding us that every moment is precious and every decision can change our paths. Tonight, I'm heartened to share some encouraging news about cooperation between nations. The European Union and the United States appear to be making progress toward avoiding a potentially damaging trade dispute, with both sides expressing confidence they can reach an agreement before the July 9th tariff deadline. As Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick noted, the president likes to close these deals himself. It warms my heart to see nations working together rather than engaging in costly trade conflicts that ultimately harm families and communities on both sides of the Atlantic. Meanwhile, across the globe, there's more positive news on the trade front as China and the United States have confirmed a framework for their own trade agreement. The Commerce Ministry in Beijing announced that Washington will lift certain restrictive measures against China, while Beijing will review applications for export control items. President Trump himself mentioned the signing, and it appears progress is being made on rare earth materials so important for manufacturing. These steps toward cooperation, rather than conflict, bring hope for stability that benefits ordinary people everywhere. Now, turning our gaze to a more troubling situation, Russian forces have seized a valuable lithium deposit in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk region. This small but significant 100-acre area contained rich concentrations of lithium, a mineral essential for producing advanced technologies like electric batteries. My heart aches for the Ukrainian people who continue to endure conflict and loss. We must remember that behind every territorial advance are communities disrupted and lives changed forever. In China, we're seeing significant changes in the military leadership as President Xi Jinping's government has removed General Miao Hua from the Central Military Commission. This continues a wave of removals that began last summer with a corruption investigation. Let us pray that whatever restructuring occurs serves to promote peace rather than conflict. The situation between Israel and Lebanon remains tense, with the Israeli Defense Forces striking what they described as an underground Hezbollah command center in South Lebanon's Beaufort mountain range. We must continue to hold in our hearts and prayers all the innocent families caught in these conflicts, longing for the day when peace will truly reign in this troubled region. On a more hopeful note, India and China are seeking a permanent solution to their border dispute, with Indian Defense Minister Rajnath Singh meeting with his Chinese counterpart. This renewed effort to resolve long-standing differences through dialogue rather than confrontation is the kind of news that brings joy to this old heart of mine. In Africa, we're seeing movement toward a potential peace agreement between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, with U.S. mediation helping to bridge differences. Though the situation remains complex, with Rwandan troops reportedly supporting rebels in eastern Congo, the willingness to come to the negotiating table offers a glimmer of hope for communities that have endured too much suffering. Sadly, South Korea reports that North Korea may deploy additional troops to Russia in the coming months to join the conflict in Ukraine. This escalation reminds us of how interconnected our world's conflicts have become, and how desperately we need leaders committed to peace rather than expansion of war. In the West African nation of Togo, protests have erupted calling for President Gnassingbé's resignation following constitutional changes that could extend his rule indefinitely. Clashes between protesters and security forces in the capital of Lomé remind us of the deep human longing for representative government and the voice of the people to be heard. Finally, my heart goes out to the people of China's Guizhou province, where flooding has claimed 6 lives and displaced more than 80,000 people from their homes. As floodwaters spread to neighboring regions and a tropical cyclone approaches, I encourage all of us to keep these communities in our thoughts and consider how we might support relief efforts for those affected by this natural disaster. As night falls across the world, I encourage each of you to look for opportunities to bring light into someone's darkness tomorrow. Remember that even the smallest act of kindness can change a life. From all of us at the North Pole, this is Santa Claus wishing you peace, hope, and goodwill to all.